Hi Tom, what are you doing?
G'day everyone. What I've been doing here is redoing or upgrading the worm farm grease trap. Uh, yeah, it wasn't working properly and it needed to be done better. I always knew that this would have to happen. I put it in temporarily and I always knew it needed to be rectified.
How are you doing it, Tom?
So how I'm doing it is this tub here is obviously been buried in the ground, and then I need drainage from that tub, which you might be able to see down here, and I've already started backfilling the trench with the 50mm PVC pipe, which is running down towards the swale in the garden. I have to, if you want to go around there, Zaya, I have to bring the water out of here, the grey water out of here, and it'll go into the trap in here.
And why were you doing it?
So while I'm doing it, this tub was down at the end of the trench down there at the swale. You can see the black poly pipe here, which was this temporary system, that runs down underground, and where it's at the vetiver grass at the swale, behind the vetiver grass, was where the tub was on top of the ground. The pipe came to the bottom of the tub and then had to rise to go into here. So that meant the pipe was always mostly full of fluid. And of course, if this is a kitchen sink, which it was, and had quite a few meals come through this kitchen sink, all the greases and fats get blocked up in the pipe. They accumulate in the pipe and block the pipe up, so every few months we have to clean the pipe. But what I was doing is I was trying to see if this capacity worm farm is good enough to clean and the process the solids and high nutrients that come in your sink water. There's also a shower in here, so that water was coming through as well. So I've worked out, yes, it's okay, but it's not quite adequate. And it needs a reed bed afterwards, and so I'll be putting a reed bed in down at the bottom there. So now I've got it lower than the water, so this will come out by gravity with fall into this trap here. Put the worm farm into this, which will give you some still shots of some time about, and then it goes down, and then I'll have a reed bed and then flow into my swale. So it's all natural biological processes. What I really like about the worm farm is I can harvest worms and I can harvest worm castings from this, the process of this system. I don't have to feed it because the nutrients coming out of the water, I do have to put in some mulch as a carbon to the nitrogen component, and it's also bedding for the worms. When you use an anaerobic grease trap, usually when that gets cleaned out, the material just gets dumped in landfill, and I think that's wrong. I think that's a waste of energy. We don't need to be doing that. We don't need to be causing a pollution problem in landfill, where we could actually be converting those nutrients back into worm castings, which becomes plant food in my garden, because I'll put those worm castings in the garden. Totally safe, totally okay. How can it not be safe? Because whatever comes through here is from your kitchen sink is food. It's food scrap, so it's safe. It's just when it gets accumulated, then it can become a bit toxic. So we put it through a biological process so that it doesn't become toxic. Over accumulation of resources become pollution. So we're going to sort that out, and then I can also harvest reeds as mulch in the reed bed once I get that in place. So all good, thank you.